We talk sports, we talk news, inform you who win or lose. It's two dogs, thrown in yo. We're about to start the show. Talk sports then. Two dogs, two dogs, two dogs. Sports talk show. Two dogs, two dogs, two dogs. Sports talk show. Two dogs, two dogs, two dogs. Sports talk show. Two dogs, two dogs, two dogs. Sports talk show.
It's the Two Dog Sports Talk Show coming at you here on this lovely Tuesday. In Oklahoma, you never know what you're going to get. You know, this morning you wake up, you got snow, rain, cold. It was just 80 degrees yesterday.
80 degrees today at 420. Hey man, I don't know what to say, man. I'm like, man, we can't even dress for this weather.
No.
Because, you can wear shorts one day, the next day you got to put back on your sweater, your hoodie, and your beanie. Do you see what I got on today, bro?
Yeah.
Man, that wind is not playing.
It's typical Oklahoma weather, man. It does not make any sense. You got shorts on one day, and there's no winter clothes around here. No. You got to keep your winter clothes, summer clothes, spring clothes. Everything that you got to keep out. You got to keep it ready to go because you never know what you're gonna do. But we have a full show for you today. So how was your weekend, yo?
It was very pleasant because my girl went to Oklahoma City to go shopping. So
hold on, and you got to stay home?
Yeah, so I went to the barber shop.
Hold on, time out. We got to get her on the phone and see what's going on, cause
bro, that's what she wanted to do.
No, you don't get to stay home, man.
Yeah, I wanted to watch sports and watch some boxing and watch some MMA, and so I stayed at the house. I went to the barber shop. You know what I'm talking about? You should have been right down there in Oklahoma City shopping, driving her around. No.
Yes, you should. Yep. That's where you should be.
Hey, bro.
You don't get that privilege. Because right now there's no football going on, really no basketball really during the daytime. This is the time you're supposed to do the honeydew list. You already know. So you're supposed to be doing everything. So when it's football time comes, you can say, hey, I did everything that you asked me to do.
Oh, I did laundry and I did some other stuff. You know what I'm talking about? I was doing housework, but I had to listen to nobody's mouth. I could do it at my leisure. I didn't get pressed.
Hold on. You said you didn't have to listen to nobody's mouth.
Yeah, because usually you get a lot of feedback.
Lord, I hope she listened to this. I hope she listening to this show.
No, I think she's talking to her mama. So I'm good.
Hey, we got our guest. He decided to come in early, so we're gonna sit in for the show.
Yeah.
This is the AD of Tulsa Central High School, our alma mater.
Yeah.
The school that we love, that we enjoy.
Yeah.
Mr. Nate Goodman, how's it going today, Nate?
It's going pretty good. How are you guys doing?
We doing real good. We doing
Besides
real
not
good.
being cold, we good. Yeah.
I'm gonna say something before we go. I'm gonna take up for you because you said you didn't have to hear anybody's mouth. He didn't specify whose mouth. He just said anybody's.
I like this guy already. We
gotta stick together, man.
No, that's why I'm gonna have to cut him up today. That's what I'm hoping that his coaches and everybody is listening to the show, and so when they get to school, they can say, hey, why you let them give you the business like that?
Yeah.
Because we got to go on in. But we're supposed to get started. We're supposed to do what do you think? What do you think might go a little bit long today?
Okay.
The Chauvin trial. Everybody thought that, you really didn't know what you was going to get. Everybody was on pins and needles because they thought that it was going to come back either a not guilty or it's going to be the lesser of the three. And they came back today with guilty on all three. He can get up to 70, 75 years, which I don't think he's going to get that. I look at he might get about 35, 40 years.
Yeah.
But I look at this. It's a win, but it's not a win. It's a win because finally we have people that's in law enforcement that has done wrong to African Americans, killed African Americans, and it did not come back with a not guilty or a lesser verdict where they only get 7 years, 2 years, 3 years. But it's a bad thing because it's still a black eye for America. Because after 100 years, since I say 100 years because I look at the 1921 race massacre here in Tulsa, Oklahoma.
Okay.
Even after 100 years, we are still dealing with the same thing. And I have a problem with that. It shouldn't be. But I'm happy because for the first time, people are seeing what African Americans has been saying all along that's been going on to them, that's happening to them by law enforcement. And don't get me wrong, you have good law enforcement. I have relatives as in law enforcement. There was detectives and everything else. You have some excellent law enforcement. But with any business, anything that you do, you might have some bad apples.
Correct.
That's just the way it is. But now we're seeing it. It's not just hearsay or the just the word of the police officer. We're seeing it on camera. What do you feel about the verdict today, yo? We'll start with you.
Well, like I said in the beginning, when you're a black male in America, you have a different set of rules that no one else has to go by, but you have to learn in order to be safe in America. 4 black males cannot ride in a car together because potentially you're a suspect of getting pulled over by the police. Our counterparts, on the other hand, be 6, 7 deep, doing everything in the world. Police never pulls them over. Finally, we're getting justice, and now it's not just we're saying this is what happens, but no one believes us. For the last about 20 years, it has been documented on camera, starting with the Rodney King beating, that this has been going on for a while, but no one believed us. And I don't think it's going to really change until people that says, oh, that doesn't really happen, that y'all are exaggerating, until it happens to them in their community, it won't change. We got justice this time, but how many times have we waited for justice to happen, and this is the first time we're really seeing justice for a police actually killing someone that got caught on videotape?
But that also that didn't get the lesser
of the charges.
Nate, you deal with children every day. What do you think about the verdict about this today?
My thoughts on the verdict is today was a victory. I'm not going to take away from what we heard, but you see it so often where the video is rolling and these guys still walk. So today my victory was because now police officers everywhere can see that you are the law, but you're not above the law. And I think that was the biggest statement that I took out of this whole verdict today. And I knew going into the day, I said, Either they're gonna keep deliberating, and it's gonna be a long drug out process, or if they come back quick, it's gonna have to go one or two ways. They're gonna find him innocent, or they're gonna find him guilty. So we were actually on bus duty, walking out, going to bus duty, and the principal had it playing on his phone, and we just sat there, and everybody was thinking, you know, he was gonna get the lesser of the other three, and or not be guilty at all, and we all looked like, man, they just said guilty on all three counts.
Yeah.
And so when you get on social media, you see people, you know, that it's a victory, but you think about all the people that have lost their lives prior to a George Floyd. You can date it back all the way to Emmett Till.
Yeah.
Right.
This has been going on, you know, for generations. And you know, I watched the press conference of the family today, and they were just talking about different families, and, you know, it was a victory for their great grandmother who's still here, who could see this because she's never saw anything like this. So I think it was a huge victory today, but we still got a long ways to go.
Yeah, I think I agree with you. I think it was a victory. I almost came to tears. I'm driving down from Oklahoma City.
Yeah,
and we listening to it on CNN, you know, through satellite radio, through national. You know how we do.
Yeah.
You know, and when they said the verdict, it almost brought me to tears. Not because of that I'm being a black person, but I guess it is because I'm a black man, and to see someone of a different race, a Caucasian counterpart, that thought they were above the law, there was law enforcement, to get found guilty. You said go back to Emmett Till. I said it goes back all the way back to slavery days.
Yeah.
When we came over here, of black people being treated unfair, law enforcement being able to do, and that's the thing what people don't understand. This is generational.
Correct.
So this has been passed down from generation to generation to generation from slavery days, because you had law enforcement who thought that black folks was below them.
Mm-hmm.
They were making the rules. They thought we was property. So we were being punished, and all we wanted was justice and equal rights. And to see what went on today, it was I don't want to say satisfying, because I look at it, we still got to live in America, and we still got to live in this world,
and we still got to live by a different set of rules.
Yep. And that's the thing, you know, we shouldn't have to live by a different set of rules. We shouldn't get looked at crazy because we might say stuff. You look at sports. You have a Tom Brady, when he goes off on the sideline, oh, he's just passionate. And people will all say, oh, that's not a race. No, yes, look at it. It's a race thing. Right. He's passionate. You let Terrell Owens go off on the sideline. Oh, he's a cancer to the team. So why come a black man can't be passionate on the sideline just like the white counterpart being passionate on the sideline? They both playing a passionate game, and they care and love what they're doing, and they want to be the best at what they do. So we've seen so many double standards. You know, even when you were dealing with this trial here in the same city, you have another young black man that is killed. And they say that it was a mistake. A taser
or a pistol.
And a pistol is two different weights.
Have you ever held a taser?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's two different weights. It feels different.
Way different.
It looked different.
And on the camera, that wasn't a taser. She was saying taser, but that was a pistol in her hand.
And you've been on the force 26 years. If you're that scared from a traffic stop from a young man that's sitting there cooperating.
Yeah, what you doing out on the field? What you doing in the field?
Now, don't get me wrong. I still feel that he shouldn't have jerked away.
He shouldn't have.
And we have to be honest about that you shouldn't have jerked away. But
it still shouldn't have cost him his life.
Have cost him his life.
Right.
it still shouldn't have went to the point where you trying to kill him. It still shouldn't have went to the point that it was a misdemeanor over marijuana that he didn't really know about. And then expired tag is why you pulled him over. For real? Is that the real reason why you pulled him over? Because according to everybody I know people that stay in Minnesota, is that the tag agency is backed up. You have a lot of people that's driving around with expired tags.
Like that here too.
Yeah.
Because they can't get in to get them. So until we make policy, my wife always says something. If it's not in policy, it don't exist.
Correct.
And until we make policy, this is why it's so important for us to register and get out and vote.
It's a systematic problem.
Yeah.
The only way you can change the systematic is when you vote and you hold these people that you vote for accountable.
That's it. And if you don't vote, they keep doing the same thing
over and over.
If they don't do what you like and they're not a representation of you, you have the power to vote and get them fired.
And I think if you are in America as a black person, you are seeing how powerful your vote is just by looking at what Georgia's doing. And you see how the legislation is making all these new voter laws in Georgia, where it's not really crippling our counterparts, it's crippling the black, the brown people. So it just shows you that if you move systematically, things can change.
Yeah. And we talked about this last week about what more can the NBA, NFL, Major League Baseball, what can they do? What can the owners do? Y'all say y'all stand with the cause. We talked about last week. What can they do? We said, hey, why don't y'all get some buses, pick up people, take them to get registered to vote. Yeah. Then on voting day, rent out some buses, go pick them up and take them to the polls. The ones that cannot drive, the ones that there's things that you can do besides getting out here on TV and saying, hey, register to vote, register to vote. We all know a lot of people is not fenced to go register to vote. But if you're an athlete and you got millions and millions of dollars, thank you for doing the commercials. But rent some school buses, rent some city buses, go pick up people, take them to the polls, or go pick up people and get them registered. Do a voter registration drive at the arenas. And you say, hey, if you don't have a vehicle, you want to get registered, call this number. We'll sign you up, and buses will be around to pick you up, to take you to get registered. Whatever needs to be done, because our vote matters. What say y'all?
Yeah. I have to give big props to Joe Biden, though. He's actually called the George Floyd family and gave his condolences and thanked them for their patience. And I think that's outstanding that the leader of the free world would take time out of his day to call the family to make sure that they're okay. Yeah. That's big.
Yeah.
The last president, 4-5, he wouldn't have done that.
Well, we're not even talk about that.
That's a whole.
We're not even talk about that. But my thing is, I knew that it wasn't going. I knew that it wasn't going to be a not guilty.
Correct.
Reason why I say this, and people might say that's crazy. Why they had 4 blacks on the jury.
Yep.
Those 4 individuals. And y'all want it might after I say it might say, well, it was tainted. It was tainted. Well, the jury pool been tainted all these years. Why you fussing about it being tainted now?
Right.
Them 4 individuals could not have went back to their neighborhood in their house, and this man been not guilty because it has to be unanimous in Minnesota. You cannot have one. It has to be unanimous. So if they would, so you knew there was not going to be a not guilty. You just worried about which charge is it going to be.
Right.
And I even go so far as say, if it would have came back to lesser charge, they wouldn't be able to go back to their neighborhood.
Yeah, I can see that. I can also see that for once. I mean, it was kind of hard to not say, well, I didn't see it. I don't know, and have an opinion about the film about the 9 minutes or so.
9 minutes 24 seconds.
Yeah, 9 minutes 24 seconds. He stood on his neck. I mean, to me, that's blatant.
You know, he could have been on his back. He could have did a lot of things, but he was on
his neck
and pressing down on his neck
with all his weight.
And people telling him to stop, and you press down even harder because you're not supposed to tell me what to do. I'm the law.
And that's what I took it as. I took it as a show of authority because he kept looking in the camera.
Yeah. Yeah.
It, like you said, it was just so blatant. And I think even with the verdict, the way it came out, had this verdict been guilty, we probably wouldn't be able to be sitting here right now because America would have been in an uproar.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because Minnesota's already on edge from what just happened a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
So it's like they got this one, now they got to come right back and sit in another one to hear this one out. So they almost had no choice but to find this man guilty.
And so now this Miss Kim Potter, the officer that shot the young man, she's probably worried now.
Oh yeah, she's real worried.
She's probably worried now. She might end up just taking a plea. It wouldn't shock me if she don't just take a plea, something to a lesser charge, because if I wouldn't want to go to trial.
I'm not.
And if I'm her lawyer, I'm saying, hey, we need to put this trial somewhere else, not in Minnesota. Maybe we need to move this trial to Idaho, somewhere where there ain't a lot of black people. Something, you know. But y'all probably saying, what do they got to do with sports? Because it has a lot to do with sports. Because we have athletes that get caught up in the same stuff. We have athletes doing stupid stuff that don't make sense. And so, but when we come back off break, we're gonna be right back to it. We're gonna talk to our guest, Mr. Nate Goodman, about what's going on at Tulsa Central High School.
Yeah.
The home of the Braves. Y'all know how to go. All Braves out there yell, scream, shout. Y'all know what's going on. We got Braves that out the wazoo around here. And we're going to be back talking about what's going on at Tulsa Central. Right after this message on $2 Sports Talk Show on KBOB 89.9 FM. Also, you can stream us live at KBOB899.com. And you can catch us on $2 and the KBOB 89.9 FM Facebook page. We'll be right back.
P&J Publishing Incorporated announces a new book release, The Entrepreneurial Woman. The World is Your Playground by Angela K. Chambers, MES. Available right now for pre-order at payhip.com/B/NB_A_C. The book release is set to hit June 1st, 2020. If you're ready to publish your book, visit us online at www.pnjpublishing.com. Unleash that book that's inside of you with P&J Publishing.
Everybody's talking about you and her together.
The 36th Street North Event Center is a full-scale event center where we share the experiences of the community. At the event center, you can rent space for weddings, birthday parties, receptions, concerts, Greek events, quinceañeras, and much more. We also do custom decor, linen, and centerpieces. We're located at 1125 East 36th Street North. To book your next special event, business gathering, or community event, call us at 918-200-9046.
Searching for ways to grow your business? Or perhaps you would like to invest in Tulsa's African American community? The Black Wall Street Chamber of Commerce is a great place to start. The Chamber was created to serve and increase the visibility of needs in our community. It is an umbrella organization for local businesses, the Tulsa Juneteenth Festival, BWS Black Women in Business, and the Grassroots Economic Development Fund known as BWS The Power Group. For more information about the Black Wall Street Chamber of Commerce or to donate to the Power Group, Visit bwschamber.com.
Tulsa Transit is excited to introduce the Route 969 Workforce Express Network. The new Highway 169 Corridor Job Shuttle, WEN, is a fixed route service offering access from North Tulsa and Turley. Stops include Macy's, Amazon, Whirlpool, and Port of Catoosa. Save time and money when you ride the WEN Route 969. And for your protection, buses are cleaned daily. Visit tulsatransit.org for more details.
If your credit starts with a 3, 4, 5, or 6, this is for you. Did you know that it's costing you to have bad credit? You can't get qualified for that house or apartment and you're paying high interest rates, along with paying high car insurance, and it may be costing you that job that you really want. What are you waiting on? Take more of a holistic approach. Pick up the phone and call the Credit Shiro at 832-642-1554 or text CAMP to 76626. With 13 amazing services, we restore and repair generations to come. Once again, call the Credit Shiro at 832-642-1554 or text CAMP to 76626. If you know better, you do better. Only the Credit Shiro can help you to save the day.
How to order chicken wings. Number 1, find a good wing spot.
I know a wing spot, Max Wings.
Number 2, decide if you want a combo or if you want to order a la carte.
Huh? What's that?
Well, combos come with chicken, veggie sticks, fries, and a drink for a discounted price. A la carte means that you order each item separately.
Okay.
3, decide if you want bone-in, boneless, or cauliflower wings, and then determine the delicious flavor you want on your wings.
I didn't even know cauliflower had wings.
You learn something new every day. Have you been to Max Wings?
Yep.
Max Wings is located at 782 East Pine Street in Tulsa. We're open Monday through Thursday from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. and on Friday and Saturday from 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. Come to Max Wings, home of the dry rub fries.
Hi, I'm Denise Parker with Midtown Embroidery. We do it all from any type of promotionals, from screen printing, embroidery, school uniforms, Greek lettering, workwear, monogramming. There's no job too big or too small and no location too far. Let us be your one-stop shop. We're located at 2808 East 15th Street, Tulsa, Oklahoma, 74104. Our phone number is 918-982-3254. Our email address is denise.tulsamidtown@gmail.com. Thank you.
What's up, y'all? This is Charlie Wilson, and you listen to Kbob 89.9 FM, Bobby Eaton Show.
Welcome back to the Two Dog Sports Talk Show here on KBOB 89.9 FM. We first to talk to our special guest that's gonna be here with the show. He said he want to talk some sports, so we said hey, everybody know Two Dogs. Yeah. We don't care who you are.
Yeah,
we don't take it easy on you. No. You can be the president of the United States.
He gonna get the business.
If you sit in this seat,
you get the business.
We bite.
Yeah,
we bite. But we got Mr. Nate Goodman, the athletic director for the Tulsa Central Braves. How's it going, good coach?
Going pretty good. Made it through a Tuesday at the building, so
hey, that's a positive.
It's like a baby Friday for us because tomorrow the kids are on a distance.
Okay.
And then we come back Thursday, so you get like that middle of the week kind of regroup.
See, I got a break.
You're re-energized.
Yeah, get your head back right.
Yeah. Like a halftime during the game.
Yeah. So tell us a little bit about your history. Where you come from, some of the things that you did before you became AD at Central.
I was born and raised here in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Started off at Carver, went to Booker T.
Oh, Lord.
Don't stone me to death.
We won't hold that against you. We got to know all this orange running around here. We're ready to get rid of this orange. but we ain't nothing we can do about it.
I got some friends who crack jokes on me because I was the first class to graduate from the new building in 2004.
Okay.
So they give me all kind of grief. So you Tulsa, Washington. You're not Booker T.
You're not Booker T. All right. Okay.
But I say I spent 75% of my schooling in the old building. So I know all the nooks and crannies and where the roaches hang out and all that other good stuff in that old building.
They got roaches at Booker T.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Well, you know, back in the day, you would think the Booker T didn't have nothing. You know, they was just perfect. You know,
we had everything y'all had. Probably worse. Then after that, I left Booker T and went to Tennessee State in Nashville.
Okay.
I majored in architectural engineering. Came back here, worked as an engineer for about a year and a half. Got laid off. My godmother was a teacher, so she asked me to come volunteer at Anderson Elementary. So I showed up to Anderson with these little kids, and I'm thinking, all right. Well, the principal at the time comes in there. He said, man, we're going to give you a job. I say, it's just temporary. I'm just helping, volunteering, helping out. So he ended up hiring me. And I had these first graders. That was the first time I caught pneumonia, the flu. All in the, and I've never been around kids, so not realizing that these kids, when you raise your voice, they cry. So I saw the tears, and I said, after first grade, I said, I got to get out of elementary. And I said, if I'm going to do this, ended up at Monroe, and went to Monroe for 3 years, coached football over there. My last 2 years, I was the athletic director over there. And then I was blessed to meet Jason Gilly, and he pulled me up to the high school ranks over at Central.
The band.
The band guy, the band guru.
Yeah.
The musician.
He was at KIP.
Yeah, he was at KIP.
Yeah, where my sons went.
And it's been a huge blessing to me. It's more like a family than it is a work environment. Everybody looks out for each other, and we just piggyback off one another and make sure that our kids get treated fairly. We want them to experience the things that the district not necessarily provides, but we can provide for them. We don't want them to look at Booker T as the upper echelon. We want Central to be the upper echelon.
Right.
So,
right.
It's been a real joy to be at Central and just working with people who genuinely have a great passion for kids and trying to see them succeed. So I worked under Don Gibson as athletic director for a little while. Tammy Altaffer, she ended up passing with cancer. And then Eli Brown, who's now over at Booker T as the head coach.
Okay.
And then Eli paved the way for me to kind of sit in the hot seat for a little while. So
okay.
This is where I'm at. I'm at Central. So we're trying to turn that corner.
So what is it like?
Wait a minute. Coach Burke said those is not roaches. Those is baby hornets without wings.
Whatever. Them are roaches. It's the same man that used to tell me, he said, Nate, how you getting the Booker T? I say, how you get the Booker T, Coach Burke? You got to eat them boogers and drink that tea.
Yeah. Them wasn't roaches, okay, yeah, right. They might. Now, don't get me wrong. They probably had the uppity roaches.
Bro.
They didn't have the hood roaches. They had the uppity roaches.
Well, Town Squeezy is right next door.
You couldn't spray them with the generic spray. You had to spray them with Ray.
Oh, you gotta have
Ray. You had to have a good step over there. You couldn't step on them with Pro Wing. If you step on them with Pro Wings, they go get you like you all shit my for real Pro Wings. You gotta step on me with some Nikes or something. Don't come over and step on me with no Pro Wings. They had the uppity. They roaches came to school with 3-piece suits on and everything.
Driving Bentleys.
Yeah, driving Bentleys and things.
Our roaches used to do drive-bys like y'all in my house. What y'all doing over here?
They carried a backpack themselves. They in there learning. Talking about, no, teacher, that's wrong. That's wrong. Our roaches didn't do nothing to smoke joints in the corner and stuff.
Shoot dice.
Yeah, shoot dice, smoke joints, flipping quarters in the bathroom. Our roaches was sitting there right with us. You know how they go. But now, what is it like? Tell us the job of an AD.
If I could put it to you in if I could dumb it down for you, it is you are the manager of all athletics. So you take that job how you want it. For me, I'm more of I want you to do the job. If you need my assistance, then I'm here for you. I don't want to micromanage you. I want this to be your program, and you run it like you want your program to be ran, and I'm all support. So if you need something from me, you let me know. But there are guidelines that we have to follow, state mandated, as far as eligibility checks. Rank One, which is a system now that we use to kind of, back in the day when you play sports, the coach gives you some papers, you take them home, and your mama sign them.
Yeah, and them incidentals.
Yeah. So everything now is done on a computer. So, and we got to make sure people have physicals, and we checking for eligibility as far as not just grades, but you got some kids that are out there that are too old, that are still in high school, and they still want to play sports. Some of it may be a situation where they got, caught up in that trap when they had, they didn't pass third grade reading test, so they put them back in third grade, or whatever reason your parent held you back. Well, they have an overage in the OSSAA, to where we have to do a hardship on that kid to get them eligible.
So what's that age limit?
So it's, if you're in the 9th grade, if you turn 15 before, I can't remember the date, but if you turn 15 before September, it's 16, 17 in each grade. So basically, if you're 19 as a senior, before, we need to know what happened. Why are you 19? Why are you still in high school?
Okay.
And you get it a lot where kids are jumping from school to school. And that's another issue within itself as far as eligibility, because now there's a transfer eligibility. So if you transfer, you have to do a bona fide move to be eligible. Otherwise, you sit 365 days. So say whatever you at McLean and you get in trouble, or your parents say, hey, I want to put you over here at Central in a different environment. Well, if they don't physically pick up their house and move it over here in this district, and they stay over here, then that kid is ineligible for 365 days.
So you can't apply for a hardship case on why you moved over there, or?
Well, you can move, but if you move to the school without moving your address.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
I'm saying the parent can't apply for a hardship. The reason why they moved their child,
but they very rarely. You
get through.
Yeah, I can tell you how to get through, but I have to tell you off air.
Oh, I probably know. I probably know. Government and state agencies is pretty much the same on certain things that you have to do to get what you need, to get what you need done. so you know how that goes. So over at Central, you have a bad name. Now, do you manage are you the AD of the elementary, middle school, central junior high, and high school, or just the high school?
So let me correct you. They don't call us a junior high no more, because we have 6th, 7th, and 8th grade now. So now they classify as middle school. And the teachers will stone you to death if you say, hi, the junior high kid. No, these are middle school.
Junior high, middle school.
Same thing I said.
Tomato. It's the same thing. That's what we called it growing up. Middle school or junior high. Come on, for real.
So luckily for me, I've got an assistant, or she's the AD of middle school. So she handles majority of the middle school work. And that's where I actually come from. I was actually the assistant to Eli on the middle school side. So I kind of handle all the middle school side and stuff. Sometimes it can be overwhelming, so you kind of come together and help each other out to make sure that work is done, especially at the beginning of a season.
Okay.
To where you're doing all these. So they have in rank 1, everybody starts off red, and everybody has to be green before they're eligible to participate in the sport. So when you got 50 kids, you're trying to turn green in 2 days, then you come together, and then on Sunday nights we cram in to put this eligibility check together.
Okay.
So we come together and do it that way. But
we got to get her in here.
Yeah,
we got to get her in here.
Yeah.
So make sure you pass that information on so we can get up in here. So we can get up in here.
I sure will.
So we've had matter of fact, the football coach, Coach Shaw. We had Coach Daniels. We also had Coach Walker on here. How do you manage in basketball? Because I know it's difficult with trying to manage the boys and the girls and trying to get people out to watch the girls. What kind of new things have y'all decided to try to do to try to get more fans in the stands to watch the girls once we through with COVID?
Well, I'm gonna defend Aaron and Jimmy here. Today the fence happened.
Right.
And it kind of knocked out any plans that they had for their first year at Central. Aaron is a Central alum, and Jimmy Bean from Central, or not from the area, but knows Central. And he's dealt with the kids that we have constantly. So things that we've tried to do, we tried to get creative with the streaming, which we still, behind the 8 ball a little bit, but we did start going live so parents could start viewing and just fans only. But then we also created a Facebook page to get more alumni involved and get more people and get the word out about Central. Like, hey, we still here as a school and we still ticking. What we're working on right now to make that even better is we are working with a company called Huddle.
Right.
And Huddle has what you have. They have cameras that they install on the field and in the gym to where we can stream it automatically. And it's almost like you watching a real game because they actually zoom in on the scoreboard. As the scoreboard moves, they update it. And it's a service that helps us because they do the service of a coach. So now that coach that's doing the stats and, trying to break down film, they do it for you. And now that coach that was doing that has some free time to do some coaching duties. So we're trying to get that installed into Central. It's not cheap. So we are working on trying to get the funds to put that in there, even on the football field. The Booster Club.
So do you all have to raise the funds or do you all raise so many, then Tulsa Public Schools match whatever you raise? How does it work?
You can see how I looked at you, how that works, right? So I'll tell you this. We do not have a budget at Central. And what I mean by that is, and no Tulsa Public School has a budget. So what I mean by that is each year at the beginning of the year, you know how some companies have a budget that they start over with.
Right.
We don't have that. So we have to sit there and we have to raise money, be creative, or, get out on the corner, car wash, and raise money. Now, you do get money off of your ticket sales at your games.
Right.
But coming in, you don't know what's going to happen. Like this year, basketball was a non-revenue sport, and that's one of the sports that generate a lot of revenue for Central. So them not raising any money this year, it's really hurt us, but we fall back on our Booster Club. And right now we're working on an initiative where we're trying to raise $50,000 before November 1st.
Okay.
So that we can outfit, keep our kids up to float with uniforms. You know how it is, man. These kids ain't like we was growing up. They want to look good, and you look good, you play good. So we're trying to make sure that we stay on the curve with as far as gear, equipment. We feed our kids before every game, and that's basketball, football, soccer, volleyball. And we travel, so a lot of the times football we have to travel and we coming back late at night. Well, we stopping at McDonald's, but that money's coming out of our account, so we got to make sure we got funds to take care of all these needs.
So if a Central alumni want to donate towards this, what do they need to do? Where do they need to go?
So I made a post the other night, I don't know if you saw it, asking for Central alum to pass me their emails.
Okay, I seen that.
We've drafted up a letter that we're sending out. I sent it out to every North Tulsa church. I'm calling them out. If you are a Central alumni, now is the time to make your stand, because now you can't cry no more about this stadium. You got it coming.
Hold on, time out. We wasn't crying.
I mean, I get it.
No, I got to correct you. We wasn't crying. We felt that we deserved it. We earned a stadium, and they wouldn't give us one. We had to travel to Webster. Webster out west.
Every game.
And that was supposed to be our home game. Then once Booker T got their field, they had to travel to Booker T. We're the oldest school in the district, and we got to travel for football games. We earned that. We didn't cry. We earned it.
Well, let me not say cry. Complain a little bit. And things are we got a stadium now,
right?
And I was one of those people, when I first got there, they was like, we're gonna get a stadium. You walk in Mr. Gilly's office and you see this nice rendering of the plan, and you'd be like, okay. Then you hear, okay, they say it's coming this year. Well, they say next year, and they say next year. So finally I got to the point was I ain't gonna believe nothing until I see some dirt turned over. And so Crossland Construction will pull up, and I'm like, they looking at me and I'm looking at them like, hey, is this really gonna happen? And he say, man, why does every Tulsa public school coach ask me that when I pull up in my truck on their side? He said, yeah, it's coming. I say, well, when you say is it coming, is it like you gonna drop a movie trailer and we're gonna be able to go to AMC and watch the movie pretty soon? Or is it coming like they about to start making the movie, but we still a ways out? He said, nah, you're gonna be able to buy a ticket and go to the movie in a minute. So one day I got a call and they was like, man, they chopping down trees back there at Central. So we like, man, we ain't got no tree order. We ain't put no service order to chop down trees. And I pull up to the school and I see these tractors and I said, okay. Then it stopped for about 2 months. Didn't see nothing else. Then the superintendent trailer pulled up, parked the trailer over the weekend. So I come back in Monday like, all right, this is new. I called Coach Shaw. I said, man, they put a trailer up here? He said, no, I ain't seen it. So one day I caught the guy coming out the trailer. He said, yeah, we're going to start turning soil next week. And I mean, they got in there and they started working so that I saw the lights go up, man. It almost brought tears to my eyes. Like,
we went over there. We came over there last week.
Yeah.
To give out some big dog trophies, and I seen that weight room and everything right there on the side.
Yeah,
I got hyped like I was gonna go play football, man. I'm serious, man. I literally felt something, to see that, and then to see them turn. Hey, Coach Burke's always hollering at us, talking about, hey, y'all want to hit the sled? It made me want to hit the sled that day. It literally did, man, because we've been wanting this for over 25 years, and that's just us, let alone the players that came before us.
Right.
And to see it happening, I don't know what to say. We already said $2 is going to be there live remote on the dead open.
Well, I was talking to Coach Shaw about you too with this huddle stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
And we said, I bet they'd be willing to do play-by-play announcement on this stream that we're getting ready to do.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
The thing I like about the athletic department right now is we're excited. Like, this stadium is already here, and we're getting ready to play. Like today, I had 3 meetings. We're getting ready to do an athletic banquet, but the athletic banquet, we went from that to, all right, let's see how we're gonna get these tailgates set up.
Oh yeah.
I was like, well, first of all, we got the tennis court because they're not building us a new parking lot, so we only gonna have that parking lot that we have. And I'm thinking, like, we need to maximize all the parking space, so let's use the tennis court. And they was like, well, what about down here in front of the school? I say, well, I'm a little area with black folks pulling their grills this close to the school. The tennis court, they can burn it up. I don't care.
Right.
But the school, we still got to show up to school. So I said, I'd rather the buses to park down here. But we've been so excited. Just, you're getting closer and closer to it being here. So we're trying to make this ordeal. My comment today was, I want this bigger than McLean's homecoming.
I
want it huge. So I've been low key calling out Central alumni, like, hey, where y'all at? Because I said I'm from Booker T, so I can't really give the kids the tradition and the history of Central because I didn't go there. So the one thing I did like about Aaron, his staff is outside of Coach Cook. I'm not gonna talk bad about Coach Cook today. He'll get on my head, but Aaron's whole staff, before he added Cook is a teacher in the building. He wanted to volunteer. So that's kind of hard to turn down when you got a teacher in the building that's willing to give time to be with those kids. So before there was a Coach Cook, Coach Daniel's whole staff was all Central alum.
Wow.
And to me, that resonated big because now y'all know what and y'all have won state championship under T. Scott. So I'm thinking you guys know the history and the tradition behind Central. They joke with me. I was on Coach Brown's staff, and we took a picture, and we got it hanging up on the wall where all the state championship pictures are.
Right.
And the first thing is Daniel say, hey, man, we got to get that down. I say, well, I mean, it's coming down, man, but why y'all so adamant? He said, man, it's championship, bro. Y'all didn't win no state. Y'all got to take it down. I say, hey, I got to respect that. If that's what this wall was meant for.
Yeah. You where all them tuxedos is?
Yeah.
You see the first one right there?
Yeah.
That's us.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
that's us.
All right.
So we know about it. We know about it. We don't want to put that. We don't. Our class is the one
put that
100 up there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Shouts out to the 92 class. Tweet, Rodney, Bernard.
And see, I've been so
Justin.
So you going off
Tim,
Damian Snell.
Yeah,
the whole clique.
Akil.
Yeah.
Aaron Hughes.
Yeah.
That's all. Hey, you got some of the underclassmen.
Jermaine Shaw. Yeah.
Alan Kerr.
Yeah.
All of them.
Yeah.
Hey, man.
I'm happy, man. I'm excited, and I think with this stadium is gonna bring back some buzz from the alumni because now they don't have to go to Webster.
Right.
They still right here in the fold, and I think when I sat down with Coach Shaw, we didn't want to compete with any other homecoming because we want Booker T and we want McLean to be nosy.
Right.
We want them to come over and kick it as well, because at the end of the day, yeah, we competitive, but we still family.
Yeah.
And so we set our homecoming date. I actually brought y'all a schedule, man.
Okay.
So y'all can hang it up. We adding one game, man. We woke up to the schedule on September the 17th. But that's
okay.
That's our schedule. So we'll open up the stadium with Vanita, and then we'll have homecoming.
Oh, the Hornets.
So
Vanita Hornets.
So September 25th is when the stadium's supposed to be open.
That is the day. I had a meeting today with the superintendent, and he's getting married October 20th. His wife told him he need to be done a month before. So I told him, I said, hey, Jeff, if you start slacking, I'm going to call your wife and say you dragging your feet. So I said, you can't let her down. But he assured me stadium might not be at 100%, but there will be a game played at Tulsa Central on September the 25th.
Oh, September 25th, $2 been in the house.
Yeah.
We've been in the house.
Yeah.
We already done talked about it. We told the big wigs over here at KBOB, hey, we need to do a remote at the opening of Tulsa Central.
I'm all for it. So I'm actually an assistant for Coach Shaw.
Okay.
And I told Shaw, I said, man, homecoming in that first game, I can't coach with you because I'm gonna be busy trying to make sure everything is,
done on your end.
Flowing. Yeah. So, and it's the first time in the stadium, so we have to be the manager. We got to make sure the lights is on. You got to make sure the bathrooms is working. So my job on game days that's when I really have to shine. I got to be on my P's and Q's versus, during the week. I'm really behind the scenes. So I think that stadium is huge, not only just for Central, but I think for that community, because Central, when I was in school, Central was a 5A school.
Right.
And we competed with Central at Booker T. We competed with the McLeans at Booker T. And I think what's happening right now in athletics, you're seeing that shift where Tulsa Public Schools, we don't have the resources to compete with a Jinx, a Union, and Bixby with the facilities. So just having your own stadium, that's huge enough. Not saying that it's nothing comparable to a Union or Jinx, but it's ours.
Right.
And it's a difference when now you got to defend your house.
Yeah.
You ain't got to go to Webster.
You're actually defending your house.
Yeah, you defending now. So I think that's huge for our kids to have somewhere that they can call home. You feel like that child in that foster care, you moving around from stadium to stadium. Now we got our own.
Yeah.
So I'm at peace with it, and I think that the community is going to like it. We got shortchanged, so to say. It was supposed to be a 2-story structure. We got a 1-story structure, but I said, I don't care about the structure. Let's get the stadium up, scoreboard, concessions, and we got to set up a table and a grill out back. We can make concessions happen. So,
all right. We're gonna be right back with Mr. Coach Nate Goodman of the Tulsa Central Braves, athletic director. We'll be right back here on KBOB 89.9 FM.
Searching for ways to grow your business? Or perhaps you would like to invest in Tulsa's African American community? The Black Wall Street Chamber of Commerce is a great place to start. The Chamber was created to serve and increase the visibility of needs in our community. It is an umbrella organization for local businesses, the Tulsa Juneteenth Festival, BWS Black Women in Business, and the Grassroots Economic Development Fund known as BWS The Power Group. For more information about the Black Wall Street Chamber of Commerce or to donate to the Power Group, visit bwschamber.com. Sickle cell disease is the #1 genetic blood disorder in the world that can cause many health complications throughout an individual's life. Over 1,700 people in Oklahoma live with the daily challenges of sickle cell disease. Thousands more carry the sickle cell trait.
Supporters of Family with Sickle Cell Disease is an exclusive, comprehensive organization that serves Oklahoma's sickle cell community. Our mission is to effect systematic change in the areas of patient care, education, advocacy, and awareness, and to improve the quality of life for sickle cell patients and their families.
Supporters of Families offers programs such as mentoring, advocacy and family support, sickle cell camp, and much more.
We have 2 offices, one in Tulsa, one in Oklahoma City. You also can find us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And then for more information, you can call 918-619-6174 or go to www.sicklecelloklahoma.org.
If your credit starts with a 3, 4, 5, or 6, this is for you. Did you know that it's costing you to have bad credit? You can't get qualified for that house or apartment and you're paying high interest rates, along with paying high car insurance, and it may be costing you that job that you really want. What are you waiting on? Take more of a holistic approach. Pick up the phone and call the Credit Shiro at 832-642-1554 or text CAMP to 76626. With 13 amazing services, we restore and repair generations to come. Once again, call the Credit Shiro at 832-642-1554 or text CAMP to 76626. If you know better, you do better. Only the Credit Shiro can help you to save the day.
Tulsa Transit is excited to introduce the Route 969 Workforce Express Network. The new Highway 169 Corridor Job Shuttle, WEN, is a fixed route service offering access from North Tulsa and Turley. Stops include Macy's, Amazon, Whirlpool, and Port of Catoosa. Save time and money when you ride the WEN Route 969. And for your protection, buses are cleaned daily. Visit tulsatransit.org for more details.
How to order chicken wings. Number 1, find a good wing spot.
I know a wing spot, Max Wings.
Number 2, decide if you want a combo or if you want to order a la carte.
Huh? What's that?
Well, combos come with chicken, veggie sticks, fries, and a drink for a discounted price. A la carte means that you order each item separately.
Okay.
3, decide if you want bone-in, boneless, or cauliflower wings, and then determine the delicious flavor you want on your wings.
I didn't even know cauliflower had wings.
You learn something new every day. Have you been to Max Wings?
Yep.
Max Wings is located at 782 East Pine Street in Tulsa. We're open Monday through Thursday from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. and on Friday and Saturday from 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. Come to Max Wings, home of the dry rub fries.
P&J Publishing Incorporated announces a new book release, The Entrepreneurial Woman. The World is Your Playground by Angela K. Chambers, MES. Available right now for pre-order at payhip.com/B/NB_A_C. The book release is set to hit June 1st, 2020. If you're ready to publish your book, visit us online at www.pnjpublishing.com. Unleash that book that's inside of you with P&J Publishing.
The 36th Street North Event Center is a full-scale event center where we share the experiences of the community. At the event center, you can rent space for weddings, birthday parties, receptions, concerts, Greek events, quinceañeras, and much more. We also do custom decor, linen, and centerpieces. We're located at 1125 East 36th Street North. To book your next special event, business gathering, or community event, call us at 918-200-9046.
Searching for ways to grow your business? Or perhaps you would like to invest in Tulsa's African American community? The Black Wall Street Chamber of Commerce is a great place to start. The Chamber was created to serve and increase the visibility of needs in our community. It is an umbrella organization for local businesses, the Tulsa Juneteenth Festival, BWS Black Women in Business, and the Grassroots Economic Development Fund known as BWS The Power Group. For more information about the Black Wall Street Chamber of Commerce or to donate to the Power Group, visit bwschamber.com. Sickle cell disease is the #1 genetic blood disorder in the world that can cause many health complications throughout an individual's life. Over 1,700 people in Oklahoma live with the daily challenges of sickle cell disease. Thousands more carry the sickle cell trait.
Support as a family with sickle cell disease. It's an exclusive, comprehensive organization that serves Oklahoma's sickle cell community. Our mission is to effect systematic change in the areas of patient care, education, advocacy, and awareness, and to improve the quality of life for sickle cell patients and their families.
Supporters of Families offers programs such as mentoring, advocacy and family support, sickle cell camp, and much more.
We have 2 offices, one in Tulsa, one in Oklahoma City. You also can find us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And then for more information, you can call 918-619-6174, or go to www.sicklecelloklahoma.org. Welcome back to the $2 Sports Talk Show here on KBOB 89.9 FM. Also, you can stream us live at Kbob899.com. And then you can also catch us on the KBOB 89.9 FM and the $2 Facebook page. And then if you miss any parts of the show,
YouTube,
you can go to the $2 YouTube page. It'll be up. We try to have it up within 72 hours, the show. So you can always go to the YouTube page and catch us then. So, now, when we was off air, we was talking about still talking about the stadium and the selling of bricks and things for the stadium. And you said you want to tell people about it. What's going on with selling of the bricks?
We will be selling commemorative bricks where you can purchase a brick and you can really put whatever you want on, as long as you ain't doing nothing crazy. You can say whatever you want to say on these bricks. So, you see at some of these new stadiums that somebody will come in and I say Jane Doe class of 2001, or, just whatever you want to put on that brick to represent who you are. If you got a business, you can come put that business on that brick, and the construction company will lay those bricks down in a spot that where people, when they walk to the stadium, they can see those bricks, kind of like the Walk of Fame in LA where they got the record. So we want to make it a big deal. And it's actually a fundraiser for the football team this year. So those bricks will start off at $60.
Okay.
And you can buy as many bricks as you want. We should be unveiling on how to buy those bricks within the coming week or the week after that. We're trying to get all the paperwork done on our end. So the company, and they actually do all the promo for us. All we got to do is almost like a Facebook. You just share it. And I think Coach Shaw was trying to work it to where, our generation is more, let me go ahead and cash app you. Let me go ahead and put my money on and then my mother's generation, they want to write you a check.
Right.
So we're trying to make sure we don't miss any generation that's a part of this, because like you say, Central is the oldest school in the district. So we want to make sure that we reach back and catch everybody that we can. So.
And the thing is, what people don't realize, those bricks that you're selling, they there.
Yeah, they ain't going nowhere.
They ain't going nowhere. So I 20 years from now, those bricks will be there.
I think $2 will probably buy a brick.
Oh, we getting a brick.
Yeah, we getting a brick.
we getting a brick.
Yeah, we gotta have that $2.
Yeah, we gotta have $2. Then I gotta get a brick myself, with the Watts family, because my brother was there, yeah. I was there,
right.
I had other family members there, so we gotta get a brick.
Yeah.
And $60 is not bad.
No, it's not bad at all.
$60 is not a bad price.
And we actually looked to the other schools. McLean just finished their arena not too long ago, and then Rogers, and they both sold bricks. So we kind of met in the middle of where they were on the price point, because I'm thinking like, hey man, Shaw, we don't want to
make it too expensive.
Yeah, because I said I'm gonna keep asking for money so they can $60. I said I'm gonna get 100 out of them at the end of the year anyway, so they might as well, let's keep it at a reasonable price. And today I had a meeting and I'm like, I came back to Shaw. I said, man, we kind of shortchanged ourselves. He said, what you mean? I said, well, Roger sold 1,200 bricks. I said, you only asking for 300. He said, well, let's see how it go first. We don't want to start too high. I said, man, you got to set the bar so high.
They sold 1,200.
12. So you got to tell me Central alumni got more than 1,200 in them.
Yeah. So if they get 1,200 bricks, we Central.
Yeah.
We got enough where we can get more than 1,200.
Yeah, we should.
Yeah. Tell Coach Shaw he needs to set that up. if at least if you don't get 1,200, at least you can get about 600, right. 700. But if you go above that 1,200, we want more than 1,200.
Right.
So when you find out all the particulars, let us know. Let us know, and we'll push it. We'll push it on our page. Everything. I say if I can get people that don't even stay here, see if they'll get a brick.
Man, I want them people to. I'm telling you, I want homecoming to be a whole. So, like I said, people gonna get mad at me for saying this on there. I went to the real TSU, which is Tennessee State University.
Okay.
People gonna argue and say that's Texas Southern is the real TSU, but I joke with my parents because they went to Langston. So, years that I can't go back to Nashville because we're playing a game here, I go to Langston, I'll be like, oh, this was a good appetizer for my homecoming at TSU, where Langston might have 10,000, where my homecoming is about 80,000 deep every year. So I'm saying, this is a good teaser, but I want this to be a week-long event to where alumni from everywhere, if we got to stream it virtual, however you can get involved. I want this to touch the West Coast, the East Coast, because y'all got alumni everywhere.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah. We Tulsa Central. Booker T got alumni everywhere too.
Yeah.
But we have alumni all over the joint.
Yeah.
Everywhere you turn, you'll run into a Central alumni. Yeah. Which you will, but you'll run into a Booker T alumni everywhere you turn. Also, because a lot of the guests we've been having on here is former Booker T athletes. I'm like, good Lord, I didn't know. I know Booker T had athletes, but good Lord,
yeah, we kind of cleaned up back in the day.
Yeah. Okay, so we done talked about Central. Now it's time for us to get all up in you.
Come on,
we supposed to talk sports.
Wait a minute, before we do that, since you're the AD, Central, especially in basketball, is only 4 schools on this side of the state has won multiple state championships. It's Memorial, Central, Booker T, and Union.
Oh, jinx that. You talking about basketball?
Basketball. Multiple championships.
Okay.
Memorial is new to this.
Yeah.
So when you're looking at a Central and Booker T, to me, those are storied programs with history. Memorial came late into the 2000s where, Central and Booker T had been at the party.
Yeah. Central, Booker T, McLean.
Yeah, McLean. The big three is what I call them. We've been at the party.
Now, the question I have before we get out, I know we're going to talk about sport. We're going to talk about the NBA when we get through. But the one question I have is, what can we do? I know it's going to be hard to do it in football, but what can we do to get back those 3 games, Booker T, Central, and McLean during basketball season?
So I've been, like I said, I've been blessed to have great people around me. And, when Eli first took that job at Booker T, I told him, I said, hey, man, we're going to get this game back. And I'm going to talk so bad about you. I'm going to talk to the news and talk bad about you. I say, but at the end of the day, when we come back together as family, I said, I'm competitive. So I want my kids to see what I grew up with, competing with the McLeans, the Central. I said, to me, we had this thing when I was at Booker T, no Toast Public School is in our way. But those 2 other schools, McLean and Central, those were some of the biggest games that I've ever played in as far as the atmosphere. And I knew I was going to get the best. And, when at Central, you had, who was there? You had Donald Pope was there at Central. You had the Sylvester Moores at Central. So they breaking it from their standpoint because we all grew up together. And then at McLean, you got Kendall Goff, you got Prentice Elliott. So these wasn't just no pushover games. Now you look at, no offense, you look at Edison, them is homecoming game. We didn't schedule a Central and a McLean for homecoming because you just never knew
what was going to happen.
And I think, back then, when I first got to Central, we played Booker T at Central. And I walked in and I said, man, this reminds me of when I was in school, when you drive into the parking lot and it's like cars lined up and down the street at Central.
Yeah.
And we don't get that no more. And I'm like, I know it's still some basketball fans out here, but where are they? Because we don't have those rivalries no more.
And that's what I've been wanting, because when you said cars lined up down the street, I just seen the flash over at Central, because I remember when I was in school, I used to work at Mazio's in Sand Springs.
Yeah.
And we were slow one night. I'm like, hey, y'all need to go ahead and let me off work so I can get to the game. I didn't have no ticket, but we had, because we was football players, we had pull, whether it was sold out, we can get in.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm rushing, can't find the parking spot, because you got cars on the parking lot, you got cars on the grass, on the football field, everywhere. You trying to get up in there, and it's just hopping. Even when you went to a Central McLean game or Booker T McLean,
they packed.
It's jam packed. And I think when we stopped those games, you lost something.
Here's the problem. I think that you have people in position, and that's why I'm glad that Booker T has an Eli Brown over there, because he is a Hornet, just like a Jonathan Brown. Those guys understand the tradition. When you get these coaches in there who don't understand that tradition and the history behind these games, then I think that's when the shift started to happen, because there's no way you put a Booker T in a Frontier Valley conference. You just don't do that to where they playing the Jinx, the Bigsby. Those ain't rivalry games. Them games ain't gonna pack out.
Well, my thing, I don't mind you playing the Jinx and all that because you're in the but those 3 games you got to keep.
So here's the problem with, you'll get a Central and a McLean. Those games ain't never went anywhere. Like, we still play. McLean is our first game in football, and then we still play a home and away series with McLean in basketball. Booker T's schedule right now is set for the next 20 years with the Frontier Valley, because they have to play those teams twice, home and away. And then you get 3 tournaments. So the only way you're going to see a Central or a McLean play at Booker T is if there is a tournament. And so what we're working on, I'm trying to get these guys to jump on board, but we got to make sure it's big enough for the community so everybody
you can't, there's no way you can like plan an extra game or something in there where at least to have.
They got us regulated. So the green country, we have a little wiggle room. But in that Frontier Valley, man, those schedules are just,
and they can't just add an extra game automatically on their own.
No, they'll lose that. Well,
they'll lose funding.
Not only that, but they'll lose. They would have to lose a tournament, and you know, most basketball coaches want those 3 tournaments to get those kids prepared for the state tournament, so they know what tournament experience feels like.
But
hey,
do a tournament with Central, Booker T, and McLean.
We working
and
on
make that as your 3rd tournament your first tournament. Because with those players, you finna get experience. It's not like football.
Right.
Football is different. Booker T, you know, it's hard for them to compete against a Union because Union got 80 players on the field, and there's not hardly any player, if at all, going both ways.
Right.
But in basketball, it's 5-on-5. So your player got to play defense and offense, and we basically almost pretty much have the same amount of students to choose from for basketball because it's only the best of the best.
Correct.
And you can go imano. So you're gonna get the tournament play, you know, and maybe add a couple of schools in there, but there has to be some kind of way to bring that back. We got to have that.
The only way I think we could do it with Booker T being in the Frontier Valley is if we create a conference. And the way that I think that the conference, the tournament could be humongous is we go back to when the old days where you take the Booker T, the McLeans, and the Centrals, and we go, hey, let's go get John Marshall, Douglas, and somebody else, and let's just battle it out. Battle with a turnpike like it used to be back in the day. It's just certain things we lost.
Hey, matter of fact, I work with a nonprofit.
Okay.
We can make it the sickle cell tournament and bring those three schools, 3 schools from up in Oklahoma City, and bring them down here. And part of the proceeds from the game go towards to support sickle cell, because we support the whole entire state of Oklahoma.
Okay.
So we have sickle cell students in Tulsa Public Schools. We have sickle cell students in Oklahoma City, everywhere. So we can make it a sickle cell tournament, and hey, we can all work together, figure out how we can get this done, and make it a 6-team tournament,
right?
And go from there.
I'm all for it. I want to get back to the day where kids didn't look to go to a Washoe. They didn't look to go to Jinx. It's I'm going to Booker T, Central, or McLean. And any 3 of these schools, we're going to line up against Jinx. We're going to line up against Union. We're going to line up against Bigsby. And we're going to beat the frames off of them. That's what I want to get back to the Tulsa Public Schools era, because when I came through it, I wasn't even looking at them schools. So now that the suburbs have grown, everybody's running to the suburbs thinking the suburbs is better. But I talked to Gil Cloud, who's the athletic director of Tulsa Public Schools, and he reminds me all this, and he does it with such grace. He'll sit back in his little chair and he'll, well, Nate, how many players does Bigsby have in the NFL right now? How many players does Jinx have in the NFL? And when you sit down and look at it, it's like, okay, well, Bigsby got 1 and Chris Harris. Jinx, I couldn't name any. Owasso, I couldn't name any. They got plenty in college.
They had no, he retired now, ain't he?
Who?
He went to OU Colt. It started with a C. He went to Owasso, then he went to OU, and he went to the NFL, but I don't think he's there no more. I don't think he lasted long. So you don't have a lot.
I just look at the actives, the Tyler Lockett's, the Josh Jacobs, what's the kid they went to OSU?
You got Justice Hill.
Justice Hill. All these kids, Tulsa Public Schools. So for me, it's like, why not come to Tulsa Public Schools and continue that tradition? Because it ain't out there.
But how do we get them to come back?
It starts with parents, man.
To the Justice Hill, the Tyler Lockett's, the Josh Jacobs, and all. How do you get them to come back and give back to the Tulsa Public School system and to do fundraisers for these schools?
For one, I think
the 3 Northside schools.
Well, I know Josh does. Josh
and Tyler does too with his Lock It Up Foundation. His grandfather. Actually, we got a student athlete, Kalen Goff, who got his scholarship last year, and due to COVID, he couldn't participate. There was supposed to be some type of deal where they go down to Seattle and they do an internship.
Okay.
For a couple of weeks under Tyler, but he got they sent him an email. He got a $10,000 scholarship.
Whoa.
From Tyler. So I know that these people, these athletes are willing to give back. It's just, I grew up with Felix Jones, so I understood how Felix moved and maneuvered when it came to people asking for money. Because when you get to that level, everybody got their hand out.
Right.
So it has to be something that's on paper and it has to be legit.
Right.
In order for them to get involved and put their names behind it. But I think that if those 3 alone could come together and say, hey, what can we do for Tulsa? Because I've heard rumors that Josh was thinking about, doing a camp here too.
Yeah.
So that would be huge within itself, because a lot of our kids in North Tulsa, they look up to Josh Jacobs,
Right.
And they look at that same mentality. I hate to even put this out there when Josh Truck, though, boy from OU. I'm an OU fan, but to me, that was a big victory, because at the end of the day, man, that kid come from North Tulsa.
Yeah.
I had to put OU to the side. But, even with Tyler, I watched the Tyler Lockett grow up to who he is now. And I know they'll give back. It's just, you got to come correct.
Yeah.
And I think
we had Felix on our show last year.
Yeah.
He was one of our guests. He came in. And hey, he stayed with us for about 30 minutes.
Yeah,
he was nice with the interview.
Felix, I got plenty of stories on Felix Jones. I still tell Felix he owed me $1 million to this day, but he got that leg. We played at Booker T, man, and I remember this play like it was yesterday. We caught a 79 counter, and it was so loud. We were playing Arkansas Van Buren, and somehow I thought I heard an audible, and Felix ran, and I knew it instantly when I saw what Felix did. I said, "Oh, we still running counter." Well, by the time I recovered, I let my defensive end go, and he horse collared Felix and broke his ankle in 3 spots.
Whoa!
Felix had several screws in his ankle, and so I was hurt for a little while. Like, man, I got this kid hurt, and he ended up coming back, leading the state in rushing that year, going on to Arkansas, and then to the NFL. Actually, I went to he sent me a few tickets when we were when they played Knoxville every year. He would send me tickets to come up there and watch them play, and I drove to Alabama a few times and watch him play in Arkansas, and we still joke about it to this day. I say, man, you owe me $1 million, man. I'm the reason you got that $1 million leg.
But we like to have you back on, because like I said, this is a lot of information.
Yeah,
a lot of stuff. We can talk about Tulsa Public Schools and what's going on and all day long,
right?
But people also want to hear about the NBA.
Yeah,
and earlier you talked about Steph going off.
Yeah.
And
40.
And you've been having people saying, Steph, would you consider Steph the best point guard in the game or ever and all this other stuff? And I'm looking at people like, y'all done lost y'all mind. I do In the Room.
Yeah.
In the Room Sports Talk Show on 10 TV, on Monday nights at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. You can catch us on Facebook, and they asked that question. I said, hold on. You have Chris Paul.
Yep.
You have, I ain't put Russell Westbrook on there, but I said Chris Paul. You have LeBron James, which is not a point guard, but you might as well say he's a point guard.
He's a facilitator.
Yeah. And y'all want to put Steph Steph can shoot. But he's not no point. He's not no best point guard. Steph really to me is a 2.
Yes.
He's not a point guard. So Steph is going on. Do you think that puts Steph in the running for the MVP? What he has done lately? What say y'all?
No, not enough. MVP for me is the whole season, not just a month. I mean, he's been locked in. He's been a tremendous on the scoring end. He's averaging like 12 threes a game. His shooting is outstanding, but does that put you in the MVP picture this year? No.
What you say, Coach?
I'm gonna say if he wills his team to a top seed in the playoffs.
Hold on. You gotta specify. What do you mean top seed?
Yeah.
If he can get in the top 4.
Okay, never mind.
Right now,
you got to stop it, Joe. You said top 4. He's not.
He what right now? 9.
9.
Yeah. How many games left?
About
30.
No, ain't that? It's
20?
It's like 14, 15 somewhere up in there.
And they were like 7 games behind because I know the Lakers are like 4.5 behind.
14
games behind with 15. Man, hey, as the old folks, Steph Curry is a bad man.
He's bad, but
he ain't that bad.
He's not that bad where he's trying to get them to a 4 seed. So they might not even make the playoff.
Well, I'm gonna tell you this. You have to look at what his tangibles are. You look at, man, you got the Avengers over there in Brooklyn.
He comes to the Avengers.
I mean, think about it. You going into everybody.
But they hurt.
But here's the thing. I don't think it's going to work with them anyway. It's too many egos, and you got a Steve Nash who's never coached. All these egos, and at the end of the day, just like y'all play football, you get them little pretty boy wide receivers that get mad, and the coach be like, son, it's one ball. It's one basketball, and it's got to go through a shooting heavy James Harden.
But James Harden ain't been shooting a lot.
Because he
done took a back seat.
He have to.
He's facilitating.
You got to take a back seat.
But I think, so because we got off Steph that quick, that shows just how important Steph is right now.
No,
because we got off Steph real quick.
Steph, what he's doing right now is crazy. Steph has really took, and what my point was, he don't have the Avengers. He got more of the Power Rangers or something like that.
and he said the Power Rangers, okay.
And and people, y'all can say what y'all want about me. Draymond is almost washed up. You barely hear about. I be looking sometimes. I'm like, where Draymond at on the court? Steph Curry is taking this team and saying, "Hey, look, I'm still an Avenger over here. Y'all get on my back. I'm gonna be Black Panther since they went and got."
Okay, so you saying that Steph can get them to a 4 seed
if he playing the way, if he keep putting up 40 and 50.
Hey man, I thought we supposed to start drug testing, I guess, before they come in here. Because they're tripping. There's no way in God's green earth.
Hey man, I like the underdog story. So
yeah. You like the underdog real bad right here, because there's no way that Golden State supposed to jump Memphis, Dallas, Portland, and the Lakers to get the number 4, and the Nuggets.
No,
to get the number 4.
It's still possible because the Lakers ain't. LeBron is out.
There's no way in God's green earth that they see. This is why we try to be nice to our guests.
we do.
And then they come on and they say something crazy.
With some crazy shenanigans.
Yeah. And then we have to go, we have to go in on him, and we try to be nice because he's the AD of our alma mater.
Yeah.
But you just done black smooth. Ow! I understand Steph is good.
No, he better than good now.
Steph got to go 60. He just passed Wilt.
Yeah.
Steph got to have Wilt numbers. If Steph can't get Wilt numbers, there's no way they finna go to 4. And Steph can go cold. We know that.
Yeah, he can.
Steph will go cold. Now, don't get me wrong. He's hot more than he's cold. But then you got the others. They talk about LeBron. They talk about the Nims.
Yeah.
You know the Nims. The Nims LeBron group. Yeah. They talk about the Nims, but is Steph in the Rats?
Yeah.
Steph in the Rugrats. Cause
the Power Rangers.
No, I don't even think they're Power Rangers.
No,
they ain't even Power Rangers. No. They ain't even a Voltron.
No.
They ain't even the Decepticon or Autobot. I don't know what they are. Because I'm just saying.
I just say if you're gonna put him in the MVP, that's what it's gonna take for him to get that. He got to put him to number 4.
Okay, that right there is more sensible.
Yeah.
I thought you were saying that he gonna get him to a number 4.
No. I'm not saying he gonna get him there, but in order for him to win MVP, that's what he has to do. He has to continue doing what he's doing, but also put his team in a high spot in the playoffs.
Okay, that right there. Now that is a little bit more sensible. He might not be on drugs today.
Not today.
He might be doing pretty good. Okay. Right now you have the Jazz at 1 and the Suns at 2. The Clippers right now, they just all over the place. Kawhi is finna to get a second opinion on his hurt foot, so he's out.
Paul George been holding it down.
But Paul George just one kick to that toe. Like on "I'm gonna get you, sucker."
Yeah, and they shot
when he put that toe out and it started popping.
Yeah,
man, they shot my bunion, man. Paul George just one kick to that bunion, and Paul George is done for.
Mm-hmm.
So the Nuggets. I think Jokic is gonna flame out. Jokic is gonna flame out.
Yeah, and then Murray's hurt.
Murray gone for the rest of the season.
Yeah.
You never know what you're gonna get with
Porter.
With Porter. It's looking real good for the Lakers. They get back AD this week. LeBron will be back in another week or two. They still held it down to a number 5 seed. I think they might be able to jump up to the 4 seed before it's all done. And so you got the Trailblazers. People are praying. Utah Jazz, the Phoenix Suns, they are praying, and the Clippers, they are praying that LeBron and them, once they hold Kuzma down and turn his hair back black, because whenever he blonde, you don't know what you're gonna get.
Yeah.
Now when he go half, like one game he went half black, half blonde.
Nah, he'd be all black.
He can go either way that night.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But when he go all blonde, you might as well hang it up. I told you it's like Big Gunther, Little Gunther.
Yeah.
Hey, but blonde Kuzma, no. So you got the Mavericks, you got the Grizzlies, you got the Warriors. They hoping that the Lakers don't drop. They praying that AD them come back so the Lakers don't drop to 7 or 8.
And be in that playing game.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I want them to be in.
Oh,
yeah.
You want them playing game because they lose, they out.
Yeah, that's perfect.
But you still got to be. But the Jazz and the Suns and the Clippers don't want LeBron them down that far. They want LeBron them to stay at 5.
Yeah.
They want LeBron to stay at 5 or move up to 4. They don't want them to drop back any further because they know. I don't care what you say. You going in on the Lakers because you upset because of what your daddy did as you was growing up. You got to look past that and tell the truth. Within them, and then you got Drummond. We still haven't seen Drummond play with AD and LeBron.
Mm-mm.
We haven't seen that yet. Oh, it's supposed to be nothing nice. It's supposed to be nothing nice. Drummond got a new step to him. Kuzma came out and said something stupid. I want to get your opinion on what Kuzma said. Kuzma said Drummond never had a good coach, and so he basically what he's saying, he didn't really never been coached real good. So now he's over here and he's with the Lakers being coached right. Kuzma not the one to say something like that.
No, I was about to say, who coached him?
Because he stink. So let's be real with it.
He inconsistent.
But I do agree. Drummond has a new pep in the step. You'll have a new pep in your step too. If you was living in the outhouse and all of a sudden someone them brought you in the big and you're in the penthouse, you're gonna have trading Eddie Murphy and trading places. He was begging for money.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden they bring him where he running the show.
Yeah.
And he lost his mind.
Yeah.
That's Drummond.
Yeah.
He been in outhouse at Detroit. He been in outhouse at Cleveland.
Yeah.
Now he come to the penthouse with the Lakers.
I tell you this, it's a different ball game. I make fun of people all the time, but I be dead serious. You can't Floyd Mayweather, for instance. I don't think he's ever gonna be beat. The reason why his mentality is there's no blueprint out there how to beat him. So now you coming over here with the Lakers, who are the defending champs. Everybody wants to develop this Avengers team to take out LeBron, and LeBron still finds a way to be relevant. What, this year 16?
18.
Year 18? And we still trying to figure out how to knock the king off?
So you really trying to say that LeBron is like Thanos, and with the snap of his fingers, he get what he want. That's what you're saying?
Hold on. Let's look back. He was at Cleveland. They sucked.
Man, I just had keep going. I just had this argument.
They sucked before he got there. They didn't make it to the playoffs the first 2 years. After that, he never missed the playoffs, and he didn't even have it in them then. He had a duck.
Yeah, he had less than a duck.
LeBron and the Doves.
Trash.
They made it to the playoffs. He leaves. Oh no, we suck again. Like on Waterboy.
Yeah.
That's what it was. Oh no, we suck again. Yeah, that's what it was. He went to Miami. They was winning, but not winning like they need to. Dwayne Wade, they won the first year they was there. First year.
Yep.
Dwayne Wade said, hey, no. You Batman, me Robin.
Yeah.
They went to the championship all years 1-2.
Yep.
He leaves. What happened to the Miami Heat? He goes back to Cleveland. What happened?
They win.
They started winning. Then started going back to the playoffs. Kyrie couldn't do it by himself. LeBron came. They went up. They got a ring. Yep. And also went to the finals.
Yep.
He took Della Vadova. Della the cotton picking Dover. He leaves. What happened? He goes to the Lakers. They was losing. If he didn't get hurt, he had them at a number 4 seed before he got hurt.
Yeah.
He got hurt. They dropped all the way out the playoffs.
Yep.
The next year,
they win the chip.
He get AD.
They win the
what
chip.
happened?
They win the chip.
So you tell me, is he Thanos?
I mean, hold on. You said 18 years, right?
Yeah.
How many chips did he go to in them 18 years?
He been to 10.
Hey man, that's what
He's been to 10 and he's won 4.
Yeah. So he's 4 for 6.
You gotta take them early Cleveland days off.
So you tell
he didn't have no help.
Are you telling me that's not Thanos?
I mean, I call him Thanos as long as the Lakers is not in the finals. Then all this will be washed away. We won't have to talk about it no more. But I don't think they're gonna make it to the Western Conference Finals.
Who's gonna beat them?
Who's gonna be in the Western Conference Finals is gonna be the Clip Show in Utah.
No.
Oh, time out. Oh, Lord.
Now,
Lord,
back to my original statement. If you ain't never won, it's hard to figure out how to win when you got somebody that's consistently winning. Like I tell people all the time, LeBron probably could have came back 2 weeks ago.
I said that same thing last night. I said
but
if it was the playoffs, Him and AD have been playing.
But my thing is, we still in a great spot. Let's let these other cats get some experience under pressure without us, because it might come down to a game where they got to pull it off without us. And let's get our rest.
This is the new form because everybody was complaining about load management.
Yep.
So what these players doing are faking some. I'm not saying they're not injured, but back in the day, Coach Burks used to always tell us there's a difference between being hurt
and injured.
Yep.
Yeah.
If you hurt, you can play.
Yeah, they just hurt.
Yeah.
Because if this is playoffs,
but I give you this too. When you talk about load management this year, you have to remember the Lakers and the Heat only got a month of rest.
Yeah,
and then they were back in training camp trying to get ready for a season. Yeah. While all these other cats was at the house doing COVID, they wasn't even in the bubble.
And what they've been resting. They coming back rejuvenated.
Yeah.
And you trying to tell me what you I already know what you're praying for. Lord, let AD get hurt. Don't hurt him where he mess up his career, but at least let him be hurt where when Bron come back, he can't play. That's what you're praying for.
Well, no. What I'm just hoping was everybody get healthy, so it won't be no excuse when
LeBron when the Lakers whoop their tail.
No, because I don't think they're gonna be there.
So you said the Clippers, and who else did you say?
In Utah. Yeah, Donovan Mitchell and crew.
You know who LeBron is to Utah?
Who?
Michael Jordan. Who stopped Utah from getting all them rings?
MJ.
All right, then that's LeBron, right? LeBron is he did Space Jam. It's the new Space Jam era.
LeBron has stopped. Now he hasn't stopped a lot of teams from getting rings,
right?
But he has stopped a lot of teams from going to the championship to try to get a ring. Look at the East.
Yeah, he dominated the East while he was there.
And then he came to the West and said he wasn't going on.
To do it.
Well, we'll see. But let's see now with KD being in the East. Let's see if he can.
KD ain't gonna play.
They can't stay healthy.
They played 7 games with all of them together. 7.
And you don't even. And right now you don't know what Kyrie gonna do.
Yeah, he can't be your main.
Kyrie is like Jeopardy. Because you don't know what he gonna do.
I have no clue. I need a break. I need a mental break today for this game, Coach. I ain't coming.
Yeah.
And then today they said Harden is supposed to be out indefinitely because he done had a setback on his rehab.
Yeah, we'll see. But like they said, Brooklyn, the only thing can beat them is injuries or them having to face a big man in the East. Giannis or
okay,
boy.
Hold on. What did I tell you? 76ers. I'm not worried about Giannis. I'm not worried about the Bucks. Because Giannis is still the same thing. You drop back in the paint, in the playoffs to slow down. There's none of that, all that gliding from the half court line with two steps. You euroing from the half court line. There's none of that in the playoffs. So the Hawks, yeah, right. The Celtics, they might have a chance. The Knicks and the Heat, the Hornets get Melo back. He's coming back 7-10 days. But it's still between the 76ers and the Nets. And if you can get Embiid to stop thinking he's a point guard, a 7-foot point guard, I understand that Magic was 6'9".
Yeah.
But Embiid needs to stop trying to be a 7-foot point guard and take his behind down there in the paint and play down there in the paint where he can dominate. If you can get Ben Simmons,
yeah, that's about to say
to just shoot just a 10-foot jump shot, it's gonna open some things up.
But that's why Embiid is having to try to play point guard because his point guard is not a real point guard.
Now that's why I say the Lakers will be back in the chip.
Like I said, you fence to move. You fence to see Simmons go more to a power forward.
Yeah, he got to be a foe.
You fence to see Tobias Harris at the 2.
And Shake Milton.
And Shake Milton's going to be running a little bit more point. And this you got Danny Green. Danny Green he's been lighting up lately.
Yeah, he's been knocking it down too.
He's been lighting it up.
I was trying to figure out what that was with the Lakers, but that's another story.
Yeah, Lakers. I don't know. Schroeder is sometime.
I like him though. He got enough.
He got a lot of fire to him.
He got that scrap to him that you kind of need. Like the way he got Kyrie out of his game that game. I'm just sitting here like, you need them people
right now. It's not hard to get Kyrie out of this game.
Well,
Kyrie is having some.
He's a mental. He got some mental issues.
He's dealing with things mentally. He's trying to find himself.
Well, he got to stop partaking in this holiday today, 420, and focus up. Kyrie went from Cleveland. His lips is pink as all get out. Now he look like he smoking everything under the sun.
Allegedly.
I said look like. Man, but
it's interesting. I still say it's going to be the Bucks, not the Bucks, the Nets and the 76ers in the East Championship, and you have, I believe it's going to be the Lakers. I'm hoping there's the Lakers and the Suns, or the Lakers and the Clip Show.
Yeah, there we go.
So we can really understand just how bad the Clippers are.
Right.
They don't have no unity. Rondo is not even bringing them together.
Mm-mm.
And Rondo is a plus.
Yeah, he is. But I think it'll get better when Kawhi gets there.
Ask Ty Lue how to stop LeBron. See what Ty Lue said.
He gonna put Kawhi on. He gonna put the claw on him.
Oh God.
He gonna put the claw on him.
Knee him in the thigh.
30 points a game.
You think he gonna get 30?
If you put Kawhi on him?
Kawhi's not that stopper like y'all thought he used to be.
Father Time has no, and he got more injuries. He's not healthy.
And you sitting there stuttering because you don't know what to say right now.
Bron.
Oh God, here we go.
Is his 18th year in the league.
Okay.
We finally see he's not a Superman because he can be hurt. But this is the first time, the second or third time he's been hurt in his career?
You got to look at it like he didn't get the full offseason that he normally gets. The man spends 1 point something on his regimen and training.
Yeah.
It's like someone said in the room on TAN TV. In the room sports talk show. Where I promote our show on there.
Yeah.
They were saying that because of all the training that these individuals do now,
tuned in on it.
They don't have as much fat. They more lean muscle. And so they having more injuries because they don't have enough fat in their system.
Right.
Because they doing all this training and all these things on their body. You standing 6'9" and you got a 6-pack. You probably 1% fat, if that. So when you injure, you don't have that elastic that you need. Fat people, we're a little bit elastic,
Yeah.
I know you punch us, we bounce back. Hit us in the gut. See what happens. And we're gonna bounce right back. You looking at me like you ain't big. You big. Come on.
I'm just trying to see where you're going with this. So is this an excuse for LeBron?
He's injured, man. Everybody have an injury sooner or later. Everybody get injured sooner or later.
And you say 3 times in 18 years.
Yeah,
that's a tough resume, man.
Yeah, but to me, out of this year, I just don't think when it comes to the Western Conference Finals, the purple and gold won't be there. It'll be Utah.
I love each y'all.
And it's going to be the Clip Show. Mind you, I'm the only one to pick Baylor in the NCAA tournament, so I kind of know what I'm talking about. Remember that. Who you pick? Then you pick Gonzaga. Who?
Okay,
Yeah,
but who came in the tournament that we did, March Madness tournament? Who Who was ahead? Me or you?
I don't know.
It wasn't you.
But I did. Who picked Baylor? Who did?
It don't matter.
Who picked Baylor? Who did?
It don't matter. All right, before we go off here, we always have our guests give some positive words. We have 1 minute. Give some positive words to some young people, to people on there.
Hey guys, can't isn't a word. Keep your head to the sky. Keep pushing. The sky is not the limit. Shoot for the stars. Keep going above and beyond. Don't let anybody tell you that you can't do something, that there's a way, there's a will. Find a way to punch through the wall if you can't get around it. Keep pushing, guys. Keep your head up. And most importantly, if you get pulled over by the police, remember, come home alive.
That's it. We want to thank everybody for listening to Dog Sports Talk Show today. It's been an awesome show, man. Hey, we talked about our alma mater all day long.
Yeah.
Hey,
let's give props for props is due.
Hey man, I heard y'all say y'all play football. I need y'all to come back one game, man, and teach these skits, man. I be in the locker room and I'm like, bro, what are y'all doing to get hype over here? I know the old Boogie T skits, and we used to do before the games, and I'm just sitting here. They just so dead. Like they want to hear some NBA young boy. I'm like, that ain't getting me hype. I need some old school where we built. Coach almost like, hey, bro, y'all need to calm down. Y'all got a game to play.
Okay.
Yeah, we can do that.
We can do that. Yeah. But make sure y'all tune in next week to the $2 Sports Talk Show. We want to thank our special guest today, the athletic director for the Tulsa Central Braves, Mr. Nate Goodman. We appreciate you on the show. We're going to have you back on.
Yeah.
And so, hey, make sure y'all check in to buying those bricks.
Yeah.
When they come up for sale.
Yeah.
Yes.
We want to beat 1,200. Rogers episode 1,200 bricks. We want to do more than 1,200.
We want 3 G's.
Yeah, we the Central Braves.
Yeah.
We got to do more than 1,200.
Yeah.
And if y'all want to keep up with us, follow us on Facebook at Tulsa Central Braves Athletics.
That's it. Tulsa Central Braves Athletics. Follow them on Facebook. And make sure y'all tune in next week. We have Mr. Coach Robert Allison from Memorial High School. He's gonna be on. He's got to talk about the 918 League. It's a new league that he's a part of, that he's starting, the 918 League. So he's coming on next week to talk about that. So make sure y'all tune in next Tuesday, 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. Central Standard Time.
Yeah.
Only on Kbob 89.9 FM. You can stream us live at Kbob899.com. You can catch us on 2 Dog and the Kbob 89.9 FM Facebook page. And if you want, like what you hear on the air, you can donate at www.kbob899.com and donate to keep us on the air. You bark at us.
We bark back.
Woo!